Unrivaled could be seeing its final days as Paige, Beckers, and gang could not save the viewership from tanking. What does this mean for the WNBA when they make their return back to TV? We finna talk about it. I told you guys a couple months ago that the views was going down on the channel. Like, the WNBA content wasn't looking too good. I was one of the first people to say that about the whole genre itself. Told y'all we was gonna be making big time changes on the channel. Now I say that to say this. Now, there has been news to come out about Unrivaled viewership being down nearly 70.
This was supposed to be the moment it all came together. Instead, viewers bailed. 60% gone in just 1 week. And right on cue, the excuses started pouring in. But here's the truth. Fans didn't leave by accident. They left the second they realized the one thing they tuned in for wasn't there. And once that reality set in, no amount of hype, spin, or forced optimism could stop the collapse that followed.
So the first set of Unrivaled ratings are in, and it's been kind of grim. And by kind of grim, I mean really, really grim. If you are Unrivaled, this is, if these are your ratings every single week on True TV, it's not the biggest disaster in the world, because by the looks of things, these True TV ratings were similar enough to what they were a year ago. Similar enough to what they were a year ago.
60%. That's not a dip, not a wobble, not a give it time situation. That's a trapdoor swinging open beneath a league that was supposed to be the cool alternative, the fresh idea, the bold experiment. 1 week in, the audience didn't just drift away. They disappeared, like they suddenly remembered they had literally anything better to do.
Man, the Caitlin Clark shoot for Gamebridge Sports, man. This is going crazy. Now, we have to get into this, man, because this is honestly a little disheartening. Like, we're a week away from Unrivaled. Nobody seems to care. Honestly, it seemed like nobody gives a rat's ass about Unrivaled this season. There's no anticipation. Absolutely nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about the games. Nobody's talking. The injuries mean that much to Unrivaled. Hey, I just gotta keep it real.
Because here's the awkward truth nobody wants to say out loud. Fans didn't reject Unrivaled because they hate women's basketball. They rejected it because they showed up, looked around, and realized the one thing they actually came for wasn't there. And once that realization hit, the remote control became a weapon of mass destruction.
Just to see if it improved from last year, which I suffered through because I just watched it because a lot of people don't know how to watch Unrivaled. So I went on lives. I even aired it. And I don't know how I did it, man, because it was just boring and too many clanks and air balls. Well, the clank and air balls are back again. I think it's exactly like last year, just new faces. And I just got done watching the break.
On paper, this was supposed to be a primetime moment. National TV. Tinty. Big stage, big push. The kind of slot leagues dream about. Instead, the numbers landed somewhere between yikes and please stop refreshing the spreadsheet. Just over 100,000 viewers for Game 1. That's not niche. That's not misunderstood. That's grim. Especially when last year's opener pulled closer to 280,000 and still got waved off as merely fine.
Yes, the numbers for the first games or the first week of Unrivaled is in, and like I told y'all, they're horrible. And I've been telling y'all this is gonna happen because 3-on-3 basketball is boring. It's not entertaining. It's nothing special about it. And all the real fans that claim that, oh, this is the best basketball ever, no, it's not. It's not interesting. Even if you just look at here, the numbers dropped from 208,000 to 175,000, and that's just when they lumped it all.
And this wasn't some random mid-season Tuesday nobody knew about. This was the launch, the moment curiosity should have been at its peak. The night casual fans are supposed to wander in, poke around, and maybe stick. Instead, they wandered in, poked around, and sprinted for the exit like the building alarm went off. The spin started immediately. Same network, similar numbers, long-term play, different audience. But that logic collapses the second you remember this wasn't buried on a secondary channel at 2 p.m. This was prime real estate. National TV. The kind of exposure that's supposed to lift you, not expose you. And exposed is exactly what it was. Because once the games actually started, the product did itself no favors. This wasn't edge-of-your-seat basketball. The hardcore fans still watched, of course. They always do. They're live tweeting, arguing about rotations, pretending this is all part of some master plan. But that's the problem. If you already live and breathe women's basketball online, you're always going to tune in. You're not the growth audience. You're the baseline. Everyone else took one look and checked out.
Big T, they get it. They definitely get it. They really just hating. Like, I hear the same people that say they don't like 3v3 say that they like 1v1. Like, are y'all kidding me, bro? Like, you can't do 3v3, but you can watch 1v1 where there's not even any passing or any type of handoffs or screens or cuts or any type of team-oriented action. Y'all can do that though, right? Fuck out of here. 3v3 is literally an Olympic sport, and you still got these clowns out here finding a way to talk shit. And then y'all want to say, oh, get out your feelings, get out your feel. Like, bro, y'all can't get me in my feelings. Like I said, we appreciate the
And here's where it gets uncomfortable. The numbers didn't just dip. They collapsed the moment one person wasn't involved. When Paige Buchers played, ratings climbed. When she didn't, they fell off a cliff. Sub 100, 000. Gone. No suspense. No mystery. Just a straight line down. That's not balance. That's dependency. Paige isn't just a draw. She's the draw, the emergency generator keeping the lights on while the rest of the building flickers. And even then, the ceiling isn't high. Her games don't explode. They merely survive, which tells you everything you need to know. People can argue all day about stars, narratives, rivalries, and potential. The audience has already voted, and they voted loudly. They want Caitlin Clark energy. They want that kind of gravity. You can bring in legends, names, hype, and production value, and people will still say, cool idea, and then not watch. Unrivaled ran headfirst into that wall, and the warning signs were everywhere. Last season, ratings started okay and then steadily dropped. The playoffs somehow pulled fewer viewers than the regular season, which is almost impossible unless people genuinely don't care who wins. Even the one-on-one competition outperformed the actual league games, which should have been a blaring red siren.
Last year it was... Am I right in saying last year? Was last year at 1.0? No, last year was 0.1. 0.1. So it is a 60... So last year, 0.1 was 280,000, as far as I'm aware. At the same time, 0.4 is that minus 60%. That being said, it's still over 100,000 viewers. But this is on national TV. Like, that is grim. That is genuinely grim. Like, I'm gonna be honest here. Like, that is a not ideal number for Unrivaled, especially because it's game one.
But instead of adjusting, they doubled down. And somehow people kept arguing that Paige wasn't the main draw. She unequivocally is. When she's on, the numbers rise. When she's off, they crater. That's not opinion. That's math. The rest of the league? It's noise. Interesting noise at times, sure, but not must-watch. Not appointment viewing. Not something casual fans feel compelled to stick with once curiosity fades. Losing other recognizable personalities didn't help either. Angel Reese, love her or hate her, brought chaos. She brought tension. She brought unpredictability. Sabrina brought familiarity. Those absences didn't just thin the roster, they drained the drama. What's left is a group of very talented players stuck in a format that actively works against them. No defense. No rhythm. And when the on-court product doesn't back it up, fans don't keep debating, they just stop watching. And that's the most dangerous outcome of all, because silence doesn't trend. The league needed two things to succeed. Short term, it needed Caitlin Clark, level gravity, someone who pulls eyeballs no matter the format. Long term, it needed to look like actual basketball. 5-on-5. Structure. Continuity. Something familiar enough for casual fans to settle into.